Caitlin, I'll pay you $50 million just to see if the WNBA can make it without you. Let's go create a complete different league and expose the hell out of the WNBA.
She could be like, this WNBA, I'm starting my own league. She'd put that league out of business. It is all Caitlin.
That tweet was you trying to say, like, let's do it together, kind of.
If I could be her agent, she would make 100x what she makes, and we do a lot of things differently.
Buckle up, because the sports world just got hit with a plot twist juicier than any reality TV finale. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden goose, might be ready to ditch the league altogether and build her own empire. All thanks to a jaw-dropping $28 million Nike deal that's got sneakerheads and execs alike in a frenzy.
WNBA needs Caitlin Clark more than Caitlin Clark needs the WNBA. If the league will not protect her and allow her to play basketball at the highest level, then she should leave and start a brand new league.
You heard it right. While the WNBA is handing her pocket change, Nike is backing her like she's the next Michael Jordan. But here's the big question. Is Clark about to take her Mamba mentality, those sold-out Kobe sneakers, and her massive fan base to launch a new league that leaves the WNBA in the rearview? Trust me, this is about to get interesting.
Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. Every game she is dropping golden eggs, and they are trying to strangle the golden goose to death. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Everyone in the league seems to hate the fact that Caitlin Clark is making the league relevant. So here's what I would say to Caitlin Clark. Start your own pro basketball league for women. I don't know why she benefits from the WNBA at all. She is the draw for women's basketball, and set up her own league, set it up with far fewer teams. You play far fewer games. I think the audience would follow Caitlin Clark wherever she goes.
Let's kick things off with that Nike deal. In April 2024, Clark signed an 8-year, $28 million contract with the Swoosh Giants, including a promise of her own signature sneaker, already being hyped as a potential $150 million game changer. To put that in perspective, that's more money than most entire WNBA franchises are worth, yet she's still earning a modest $78,000 salary from the Indiana Fever. Ouch! Unsurprisingly, the rumor mill is buzzing that Clark's had enough. Why stick around in a league that treats her like an intern when Nike is ready to crown her royalty? Outlets like Essentially Sports are even tossing around the idea that Nike, with its $33 billion market cap, could bankroll a brand new Caitlin Clark-led league.
If I'm Caitlin Clark, I leave the WNBA tonight and I start my own league. Why would she stay in a league that blatantly disrespects her? The league needs her more than she needs them. I find a venture capitalist that's willing to put up the seed money, and I start my own 6-team league. I find 5 other WNBA players that are willing to come with me, and each team is our team, like Caitlin Clark's team, Sophia Cunningham's team, and so on. All the games are played in Vegas. There's no travel expenses. If you want to see Caitlin Clark play basketball, you got to come to Vegas. All the hotels on the Strip would have a bidding war to host those games.
Picture this. Arenas packed to the brim with her fans, jerseys disappearing from shelves, and Clark running the show. A slow clap for the WNBA for underpaying the very player who's dragging their viewership out of the shadows. But what would make her even consider walking away? The answer lies in one unforgettable ad that transformed Clark into a basketball serpent.
Already, I'm pretty sure you have. Nike has released a new Caitlin Clark commercial, and they made it their business to show love and show out for none other than CC.
Nike released a trailer for her Kobe v Pro player exclusive sneakers, and it was more than just a commercial. It was a coronation. Imagine Clark in a sharply lit room, tightening the laces on those sleek black and gold Kobe 5s. Her eyes narrow into snake-like slits, fully embodying Kobe Bryant's legendary Mamba mentality. The internet went absolutely wild. Those $190 sneakers sold out in just 5 minutes on June 30th, 2025. Resale prices skyrocketed to $600, leaving sneakerheads mourning at their keyboards. Nike didn't just drop an ad, they made a bold declaration. Clark isn't simply a player, she's a cultural powerhouse. Yet, some critics acted shocked. Why is a rookie getting Kobe-level treatment? They asked. Please. Clark earned every bit of that spotlight by smashing every record she touched. But that commercial was only the beginning. The real story is the blaze she's setting. If you need proof that Clark has outgrown the WNBA, just check the stats. Her games pull in an average of 1.09 million viewers, while the rest of the league barely hits 414,000. That's a staggering 163% jump. Ticket sales for the WNBA surged 93%, and attendance jumped nearly half again, rising 48%.
Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw for a team sport in my life relative to the audience that would be fans of the sport without her. Bigger than Michael Jordan was for the NBA, bigger than any NFL star has ever been. All of those sports were very popular before those athletes got there.
One report estimates she drives nearly 27% of the entire league's economic impact. Before even stepping on a pro court, her Indiana craze had fans nationwide buzzing. Nike faced backlash for low inventory and has been scrambling to meet demand ever since. Clark isn't just influencing the scene, she is the scene. Yet, for a whole year, Nike acted like she was just another player. Seriously? They had a once-in-a-generation talent and treated her like an afterthought. But this story goes beyond the stats. The pushback against Clark's rise sounds like a broken record filled with jealousy and tired complaints. Social media is flooded with the same old lines. She's overhyped. What about Aya Wilson? She hasn't earned it. These aren't real critiques. They're gatekeepers upset that a 23-year-old is changing the game on her terms. Her record-breaking 1.29 million All-Star votes in 2025 didn't just come out of nowhere. Critics are frustrated because she's rewriting the playbook, not waiting in line like rookies should. Meanwhile, Clark is selling out arenas and crashing Nike's SNKRS app. Haters can yell all they want, but the market has already spoken. What really fuels the drama is Nike's internal missteps. Jordan Rogers, a 15-year veteran at Nike, called them out for dragging their feet on Clark, the biggest game changer since Michael Jordan. Nike feared wading into cultural controversies, worried about divisive voices and racial debates, so they hesitated to go all in. Instead, they pushed Aya Wilson's line while Clark was sidelined, sparking rumors of a manufactured rivalry. Wilson even revealed she knew about her shoe deal 2 years earlier, while Clark's camp was left waiting. Nike played it safe, afraid to take sides in a debate that hardly existed, until they finally woke up. The Mamba campaign wasn't just marketing. Clark has worn Kobe's sneakers since college, calling them her lucky shoes. That campaign was a tribute, connecting her to Kobe's legacy and his support of women's basketball stars like Sabrina Ionescu. The snake imagery symbolized passing the torch, and Clark's game matches that intensity. But this is bigger than one ad or shoe release. Clark's $28 million deal is shaking up decades of outdated sports marketing. For years, women's basketball was the overlooked junior varsity squad, stuck with small budgets and low-profile deals. Clark is forcing a major rethink. Adidas, Under Armour, and Reebok are scrambling to keep pace as brands like Gatorade and State Farm pour money into her. Local economies reap the rewards too. Hotels, restaurants, and shops call it the Caitlin Clark stimulus package. Experts predict her signature shoe dropping in 2026 could rival Air Jordan's historic debut. So why did Nike hesitate? Because Clark isn't just a player, she's a cultural lightning rod, and they feared the backlash. Clark found herself in a controversy she never asked for, as pundits used her name to stir nonsense. Nike, typically avoiding controversy, was spooked, worried backing her strongly might alienate some groups. But the numbers are clear. Her 2024 NCAA title game drew nearly 19 million viewers, surpassing the men's final, and her WNBA games are pulling record viewership in decades. Nike finally chose to prioritize the market over the culture war, going all in with her Kobe P selling out and her logo debuting this holiday season. But what if this is just the beginning? There's a wild rumor about Clark starting her own league. Sounds crazy? Maybe. But when you're making $28 million from Nike, selling out sneakers in minutes, and driving a third of the WNBA's economy, it's not so far-fetched. Imagine Clark teaming up with Nike to build a league that pays players what they deserve, fills arenas, and puts her not just as a star, but a pioneer. The WNBA has struggled for relevance, bouncing between networks and surviving on NBA subsidies. Now with Clark, ESPN is suddenly throwing prime time slots at women's basketball like never before. Yet the league pays her less than a backup point guard and acts surprised when she considers leaving. It's ironic. WNBA execs complain about empty arenas and lack of sponsors. Yet when gifted a superstar who could solve those problems, they treat her like she's lucky to be there. It's like winning the lottery and whining about the ticket's paper cut. Clark brings not just fans, but huge economic potential. The league's response? Tell her to wait her turn. Meanwhile, Nike's internal meetings must be a comedy of errors. Executives scrambling to explain how they nearly lost the biggest marketing opportunity since Jordan. Clark is literally generating revenue everywhere. Ticket vendors, merchandise. While Nike twiddled its thumbs for months, Clark's case exposes the deep flaws in women's professional sports. She generates more revenue than entire franchises, but makes less than a middle manager. She fills arenas and creates cultural buzz, but is treated as a bargain. WNBA's attempts to create drama and rivalries have fallen flat. Clark is must-watch TV by just showing up. Her game is the storyline, no script needed. Internationally, leagues flush with cash in Europe are surely eyeing her. If Clark left for a league that values her worth, the WNBA would face a major crisis explaining why their star left. Clark's potential departure would reveal the league's failure to recognize greatness. Treating her like any rookie is like a record label giving Taylor Swift a development deal and wondering why she's ungrateful. The dominoes are falling. Clark's Nike deal reset women's basketball endorsements, pushing others to demand fair contracts and forcing sponsors to reconsider their investments. The league created a monster by undervaluing its biggest star, and now that monster is educating everyone on true worth. What's next for Clark? The smart money says she's already exploring alternatives with Nike. Why settle for less in a system that sees her as a commodity when she could be a revolutionary centerpiece? Technology can support a new league with streaming, international reach, and fair pay. Clark doesn't need the WNBA's permission to succeed. She just needs a stage. Ironically, the WNBA's cautious approach might cost them everything. They played it safe with their top asset and risk watching her take that talent elsewhere. It's a masterclass in mishandling generational talent, a cautionary tale about treating game changers like ordinary players. Clark isn't just leaving money on the table, she might leave the league behind. And honestly, they might deserve it. What do you think? Is this just the beginning of a revolution? Drop your thoughts below. This story is far from over.